Big vibes, big vibrators, big vibes. Hey, ho. But I'm at work right now. Good morning. Good morning. I'm at work right now. Oh. So the number one thing I didn't plan on talking about this at all, so I'll only just say this real quick. So the number one thing I can recommend all of you to do is, like I said, this is not what I was going to talk about. I still have things I planned on talking about, but I'll just quickly say, because this just popped into my head. It just popped into my head. I was just like, wow, you know what? Having like a job really early in the morning. Hey, what's up, Roger? Having a job really early in the morning, like it's just like you were gonna spend that time like waking up and shit. Why not just go like do a job? Because see, here's the thing, when you try to go to a job like later in the day, after morning or after you've like woken up, you know what I mean? Then you have to be like falsely interested because you're like actually awake, and you know you're like man, I'm not really interested in being here, but I'm awake. And then because the job's so boring, you're like, well, I want to maintain this level of awakeness, alertness, you know? See, that's the issue with being awake and caffeine. Man, I didn't plan on talking about this at all, but we'll talk about this for just a couple minutes. So when you're awake, and I'll just speak for myself here just in case no one agrees with me. So when I'm awake, I have this like alertness that I want to get to, right, from being woken. Like when I wake up, I want to get to like this level of alertness, this level of energy. And then once I even get to that level of energy, I want to not only maintain that, but I want it to, I don't know, increase. I don't know. See, that's the difficult thing, because then you need to have that every single day. I'm already on some pretty strong caffeine. I take specifically Rich Piana, R-I-C-H, that's his first name, P-I-A-N-A, Piana, that's his last name, and his product is called 5150, 5150. It is the strongest pre-workout powder on the market, other than just buying cocaine or something like that. So, which unfortunately I've never tried. So I'm actually too afraid to try like cocaine here in America, because I just think half of it's like cut with some like, I don't know, junk, you know, half of it's like mixed with some probably like, I don't know, bath salts that'll kill me or something. But anyway, back to my point. So we're talking about energy, and we need to have enough energy in the day. So how often do you take the energy supplements? Do you feel like you need to wake up and immediately take these energy supplements? Do you feel like you only need an energy supplement later in the day? Do you take energy supplements all throughout the day? I know people like myself who drink multiple energy drinks all throughout the day. Like I just literally never rely on my own sense of energy. It's very odd. Do any of you do that same thing? How many of you just nonstop drink energy drinks and never rely on natural energy? We're finally starting to get some traffic coming towards me. So for those of you that can't see what I see, I'm just holding this sign facing the businesses in here. And this sign in the Friday, Saturday, and Sundays is for a coffee shop. So right now I'm holding a sign for a coffee shop. And then later in the day, I'm holding a sign for the smoke shop. But yeah, we can just go ahead and get right to the next topic. I didn't want to talk about caffeine and energy too long. But I did just want to recommend getting a job like right early in the morning, because like when you're later in the day, you've already gotten yourself awake, and then you have to like artificially stay awake doing something that you already know that you really didn't even want to be awake for. See, right now it's like I'm not really awake yet and I'm already getting paid, right? So I'm not trying to artificially even stay awake. I'm already getting paid, right? Later in the day I would have to try to stay awake, and imagine trying to get paid and be responsible later. I just think getting a morning job is probably for the best. It seems as though there's more implied responsibility in the exact same job. So if you were to do the exact same job, morning, noon, and night, I think from the managers, there's an implied responsibility on you There's more of an implied responsibility on you in the evenings and at night. So by the time you're like an afternoon shift worker or an evening shift worker, they expect you to be awake, Whereas these morning shifts, it's like, oh, we're all just waking up. So, all right, next topic. Afra and Mommy, what's up? All right, next topic. Okay, so now we're going to get into a little politics time. So this is the politics part of the video. So 57 years ago, exactly 57 years ago, exactly, was when they did that 25th Amendment. So if you're looking at the news, our fake president Joe Biden. So in my opinion, okay, so remember, so it doesn't matter if I say what I'm saying as a fact, because everybody's just on opinions, okay? So there's really no facts, there's really only everyone's opinions. And everyone's opinions either agree or they don't. So, because no one will admit that there are facts anymore. So if we just take that into consideration, that no one's going to agree that there's even facts anymore, everyone's just got opinions, okay, well then here's my opinion. Okay, my opinion, like some other people, is that Joe Biden is not even the president. He's like a guy that they're saying is like in charge, but he's like a front man, like a hostess to a restaurant. Here's where I'll seat you guys. I'm not good enough to do anything else in the restaurant, so they put me here at the hostess stand. That's Joe Biden. So Joe Biden is totally worthless in any political position other than that hostess stand, and he still can't even do the hostess job right. He can't even get people to their seats. He can't even find out where the hostess stand is. I'm surprised that so many people just won't admit that there's not even a better hostess for the job. Listen, that's how stubborn people are these days, is that, listen, Joe Biden isn't even the best criminal you guys got. Just go ahead and put some better criminal in there, okay? Listen, we all of us know that you guys are criminals. So just listen, put in some better criminals, okay? He's making you criminals look bad. That's all there is to it. So let me get back to my point. 57 years ago, exactly today, February 10th, I needed to look this up because my spirit is so right. Now, I'm not always right. My conscience, see, let me explain something to all of you. There's your conscience, and then there's your subconscious, okay? There's you, and then there's your spirit, okay? That's what I'm referring to. So my subconscious or my spirit, it's way smarter than I am. I'm like an idiot. And my subconscious, my gut instincts, my sixth sense, it's like really smart. So I said, hey, I noticed that the 25th Amendment, because Joe Biden is so slow, he's so stupid. Now, it's one thing to be like, hey, you're making fun of an old man. But see, it's one thing that you should have put this old man in an old folks' home. But no, you're abusing him. See, at this point, I'm just saying that he's old, okay? I'm just saying that he's stupid, okay? I'm only allowed to say that strictly because you're abusing him rather than putting him in an old folks home. If you're gonna keep this man that should be in an old folks home on the hostess stand, I'm allowed to say he's stupid, okay? You're gonna keep putting him up, I'm allowed to say he's stupid. That's fair. You put him in an old folks home, I'll feel sympathy. There you go. I won't say he's stupid if he's in an old folks home. That's rude. But you're saying he's the capable president. Okay, no, he's stupid. If you're saying he's president, no, that's a stupid president. That's fair. Okay, you take him out of the presidency, put him in an old folks home, I won't call him stupid. That's fair. But back to my point. 57 years ago exactly, they did that 25th Amendment. Now, if you're a 10-year-old, no offense to 10-year-olds, because I do have 10-year-old subscribers. If you're a 10-year-old, the 25th Amendment in the Constitution of the United States, those are some big words. The 25th Amendment says that if a president is like, and I'm using 10-year-old words here, if a president is not doing so good, that they'll remove him, okay? Now, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's just what I'll say to a 10-year-old. So the 25th Amendment in our Constitution allows our president to be removed. Now, what if I were to tell you that just a week ago, my instincts were pressing me to put out a video saying that in a week's time, our president was going to be removed. And today I'm watching. Now, it's still early in the morning. It's still very early. It's literally not even 8 a.m. I don't even know what time it is in Washington, D.C., but I'm watching big time what Kamala Harris is going to say today, what all the politicians are going to say today, because yesterday everybody was talking about Joe Biden's cognitive ability. So, good morning. So I'm really watching like a hawk today. What they're going to say about Joe Biden's cognitive ability, and if they're going to remove him today. Why wait? But see, the thing is that, see, to me, and I'll say the words, why not remove him now? But then other people will say, why not just let him finish his term? Finish his term? That's like literally saying, like what you've been doing with these illegal immigrant criminals. Hey, we've got these blatant illegal immigrants. We've got these blatant criminals. Let's just keep letting them be illegal immigrants. Keep letting them be criminals. You see what I'm saying? What's with this attitude of letting things keep doing what they're doing? Things need to improve, everybody. Things need to improve. Do you all want things to improve? So that's what I'm trying to get everybody to wake up to. So let's just start pulling some swift moves here. That's what all my conspiracy friends are saying, that Taylor Swift is here, the clone the clone Taylor Swift is here to show us that there's going to be just a bunch of Swifties, all around. That's the next thing I want to talk about. So all of you aren't ready. All of you are not ready for this topic yet, but our scientists are totally capable, successfully capable at making a human clone, okay? They're making human clones. Taylor Swift is like their best model. Taylor Swift is their... Now you can say Taylor Swift, she's not a clone, he's not a clone. You know, there are people that even say Taylor Swift is a he. There was a time where I was like Taylor Swift was a man, and specifically Avicii. So if you look at the height of Avicii, like a major pop star, dance music producer, and then the height, if you look up the height and weight of Avicii and the facial structure, and then you overlay that with Taylor Swift, they're the same height, they're the same weight, they have the same face. All you need is just longer hair. Literally, Taylor Swift is Avicii with longer hair. But that's neither here nor there. But so we'll get into how a lot of these music people and a lot of these athletes are clones, okay? A lot of these like major celebrity people that you see, they're all clones. They're all given to like these families where the families are told, hey, at a certain point, you're gonna be given this like great... Listen, this is a story told all throughout history. Like some poor family gets like this visit from like mafia, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna give you this, like how they launder money. This is exactly how mafias launder money. And this is exactly how they foster these like special children. This is how they traffic children. Oh my God, this is how they do it all. Okay, so a mafia is like, they find these kids. Let's just start here. A mafia will find parents that are very poor. They'll take a child from these very poor kids. Damn it. They'll take the child from the very poor parents. They'll hopefully get that child for literally hardly any money at all. Hopefully like a contract where the parents even sign away their soul. I mean, if you were ruthless, wouldn't you want the parents' soul too? So you'll probably like try to get the parents' soul. You'll probably get the child's soul. However many slaves you can get in this contract. And then you start raising this child with your Yale buddies, your skull and bones Yale buddies, your Princeton, your Yale buddies, your what are the other top colleges like that Obama went to? So what like your Washington D.C. buddies. So all of your buddies, they're all buddies. All your buddies are buddies. They're all in the colleges. They're all in the politics. They're all in the top sugar, tobacco, Boeing, BMW corporations, that international, Maersk, the shipping container company. So all of you need to wake up into these top 10. There are 10 top international companies for like potatoes, rice, gasoline, sugar, tobacco, silver, gold, guns, bullets. I mean, you want to get into some big money, you don't worry. I mean, hey, listen, if you want to, sidebar, if you want to make a lot of money locally, just become a lawyer or a doctor, okay? Fuck any other job. Sorry for my language, but it's just so specific. Take it from me, I'm a huge loser, okay? If I could go back, I would just be a lawyer or a doctor. That's it. That's it. But if you want to be a billionaire, you need to get into what I was just referring to. Rice, sugar, tobacco, real estate, guns, ammo. Did I mention oil? Oil, real estate. I mean, what do you want? Those are international. You want international wealth, okay? You know, that's what you want. You want international wealth. For like these guys like Andrew Tate, you know, they may have international popularity, but they don't. Social media wealth, that can be taken away, okay? You want physical wealth, okay? Andrew Tate does not have physical wealth. He'll have a Bugatti, you know, he'll have maybe, I'm being generous to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate could probably, I'm trying to be fair. Andrew Tate could probably put together $100 million in physical assets. $100 million. That's generous. You know, a lot of these big time celebrities, they could put together $100 million in assets. That's not enough. That's not enough. You need what Klaus Schwab has. You need what Bill Gates has. You need what the Clinton Foundation has. The Clinton Foundation, they have international $1 billion. Okay, they have international $1 billion. They find poor families in other countries, India, Africa. They find poor families. They buy these kids. So the Red Cross, the American, when you see these poor kids with flies in their eyes and saying, if you donate 13 cents a day, so not only is the mafia getting your 13 cents a day, but they're also taking those kids from those parents under the false pretenses that those children are living a bad life. So here's how you get away with it. So you're a mafia and you want to just get slaves and money. You want the best of both worlds. You want your cake and you want to eat. You want it all. Okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to fly. So here's what you do. You take $10,000. I don't know any better way to say this. I'm a ruthless person with no morals. I don't care about anyone but myself. I'm going to take $10,000 and I'm going to fly to Africa or India or Pakistan or a really, really third world country, okay? I'm going to fly to a really third world country. I'm going to first hire a translator and security. A translator and security. Probably call ahead. Get that shit taken care of. Translator and security. Then I'm going to find a few poor families and I'm going to say, hey, you got a lot of kids. You got a lot of kids, I see. And then I'll say, hey, I'm going to give you 5,000 American dollars. They're going to literally piss their pants, okay? And they're going to literally say, take our kids. This is what happens to the Clintons. This is what happens to all of the Gates, all of these wealthy individual celebrities, that Madonnas, who else off the top of my tongue? The Rock, Oprah, fuck out of here. So when these celebrities, when they go to these really, really third world countries for no other reason other than to kiss these people. No, they're not there to kiss hands and hug. No, they're there to buy kids and come back with those kids. Okay? So, and they're there to get those kids really cheap. So here's what happens. Oprah and so, for example, in my fantasy imagination, go to places like impoverished Africa and India and talk to these impoverished families under the nonprofit organizations of we showcase poor families and help get donations. That's fake AF. Fake AF. That what they even get 70% of those donations. Anytime you donate to those impoverished charities, nonprofits, those people like Oprah get 70% of your donation. So F that. So then after they've taken those foster kids under the I mean, you think they can get away with that in America? It takes my breath away. I'm telling you, right now my breath is being taken away. Here in America, a person could make a phone call. A stranger could make a phone call and a parent's child could be taken away from them. And the government would show up and take your child away from you with guns drawn. Like they would draw their guns and say, we're taking your child. Your parents would be crying and say, no, no, no. Your parents would be crying. You as the child, let's say you're the child watching, you would be crying. Cops would be dragging you away from your parents because some stranger said your parents mistreated you or you weren't treated good. Okay? So then where do you go? You get put with a Clinton Foundation, like a Hillary Clinton Foundation, or these Red Cross Foundation, which are all secretly mafia run. And not only do they keep 70% of the profits, but then they will use their guise of, what does guise mean? I keep using that word. It's like a false pretenses. It's like they're lying. It's like they get you in, but it was all a lie. So they'll end up through their contract being able to literally take parental responsibility over the child. So then this company essentially has like this parental rights over this child that they got from an alleged mistreated situation. So if it was Africa, India, or Chicago, you name it, New York, anytime these children here in America are found to be in situations where they're supposedly mistreated, then the children are taken away, then they're put in these situations. I wish a foster kid, or do you realize how many foster kids get abused? Exactly my point. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg. The majority of these foster kids are abused. So then you've got what's the worst. So if the best case scenario, which sounds terrible, if the best case scenario for foster kids is that they get abused, what's the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario is they get put in places like the Clinton Foundation and used for pizza parties with Obamas and Joe Biden and stuff like that. It's disgusting. And frazzle drip. It's disgusting. And I mean, I'm telling you, where New York detectives can't even watch the videotape without vomiting because it's so gruesome. I mean, I'm telling you, these elite people, they do the most So you wanted to know if I was going to go there in this video. I'm going to go there. I feel like I should go there. These celebrity people, gambling. Let's use just for 10 seconds. People like Aiden Ross is a great example. Aiden Ross, just this past month, has been very popular. That's okay. With his popularity, he's made a lot of money. Okay? And with a lot of money, what do people with a lot of money do? They get to a point with a lot of money where they just start spending it on stupid stuff. We all do that, right? However, billionaires, Aiden Ross is a millionaire. Billionaires are on a whole nother level, like I was referring to a couple minutes ago. See, people like Logan Paul, I'll use names that you know of. People like Logan Paul are still even not on the level of The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. See, Logan Paul haven't met Oprah, okay? Oprah is a billionaire. Logan Paul is like a 10 millionaire, maybe 50 millionaire. I even think Andrew Tate and Logan Paul, maybe the both of them are in that $100 million range at most. KSI, I mean, you see that crowd? That crowd is like, see, they're like, it's actually like a level. There's like a level. It's really interesting now that I'm talking about it. Like Conor McGregor, there's like this Joe Rogan, there's like this $100 million level. And then there's like this huge jump to the $1 billion. Okay, and that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So what I'm talking about is the $1 billion crowd. The $100 million crowd, they still have just a couple morals, okay? They're still like, hey, how come I don't have $1 billion? You hear Andrew Tate talking about it all the time. So I'll be crystal clear. Hey, Andrew Tate, I know I'm a brokey, okay? But if you could have had $1 billion, you would have. You don't have $1 billion and you're not gonna, okay? I'm already blown away and I'm never gonna get your $100 million, okay? I'm very impressed, yada, yada. I'm a brokey. But the point is, you're never gonna get $1 billion. Andrew Tate, you're never gonna get the $1 billion because you have morals. The $1 billion crowd has no morals. The $1 billion crowd, they literally like start having fun doing sick shit, okay? Like disgusting stuff for money. Like the $100 million crowd, they're just starting to have fun with money for no reason. Like, hey, let me buy this car for no reason. Hey, let me do this for no reason. You know, the $1 billion crowd, they're like, hey, let me buy this person for no reason. Okay, it's really weird, right? They go to countries and they foster kids. Weird, okay? They make these weird foster organizations and they foster kids, and then they put these foster kids in with their Yale buddy friends. And then their foster kid becomes buddy with their Yale buddies, and then their foster kid ends up being an NBA superstar. It's weird as fuck. Okay? That's exactly how it happens. Okay? Okay? It's so rigged. It's so rigged. Oh my God, this person just went, oh my God, this person's going down the wrong side of the street. Oh my God, that just woke me up. Holy shit. But back to my point, if I could summarize what the $1 billion crowd is doing, separate from Andrew Tate, separate from Conor McGregor, there's a major difference between $100 million and $1 billion. The $100 million crowd is being watched and controlled and sponsored. If you listen to people like Logan Paul, Andrew Tate, KSI, they literally have these moments where they're like, I can't talk about this. What do you mean? What do you mean? Who's controlling you? I just heard KSI just yesterday, was it? I just heard KSI say on live stream, people were like, hey, we want to know, do you support Palestine or Israel, KSI? KSI, do you support Palestine or Israel? He's like, I can't talk about that. He's like, now he didn't say this, but he's like, billionaires are controlling me. You know, billionaires are sponsoring my Prime drink, and billionaires are putting my Prime drink in locations all around the world. And I'm a huge slave to my $1 billion funders. And see, the thing is that here's what KSI got. Let me tell you what KSI got. Hey, KSI, if you're watching, I know your secret. KSI, I know your secret. KSI, just like Logan Paul. You ready for this? Now, they have a couple other things they got going on. But like I said, they're diversified. So for you 10-year-olds watching, diversified means you're making money in a few different ways. But one of the major ways Logan Paul and KSI are making their money is not from the sale of the drink. It's that the billionaire crowd pays them to maintain an idea on social media. Okay? There is an idea that needs to be maintained, like either a positive idea, a negative idea, either a drama. Things need to have drama. They're told they have an agent. Okay, they have, believe it or not, they have a manager. They get an email from someone above them that tells them, hey, I put your drinks in this location. I got your drinks in this location. It's not Logan Paul or KSI that's getting their drinks in India, in Africa, in Canada, in South America. I mean, they're not just going to these places themselves. You know, they have to post on social media. They have to look like they're having fun. You know, they're told by their agent to post on social media, spend some money, and look like you're having fun, create a little drama with such and such a person. All while their billionaire buddies are controlling their contract, controlling their sponsorships, okay? So when you give money to people like KSI or Logan Paul or buy their drink or something like that, you're funding the billionaire that's backing them, okay? When you like people like Conor McGregor, when you like people like Andrew Tate, there are people that are funding them, you know? Andrew Tate got censored, okay? Andrew Tate got thrown in jail, okay? Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, Oprah, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, George Bush. I mean, what do you want? Any of these people, John Podesta, what do you want? Jeffrey Epstein, none of these people go to jail. None of these people, they're above the law. Only people that talk about people being above the law are under the law, right? Everybody else goes to jail. Everybody else goes to jail. So you got to be a billionaire. So, like I said, if you want to be a billionaire, you got to get into, you have to A, have no morals. You B, you're going to be international. International. You get into an international thing like you just start off with tobacco, oil, rice, sugar. Start with one of those four. If you don't want to be one of those, and maybe you have some morals, you could be a doctor or a lawyer. But if you have no morals, I suggest taking $10,000, going to an impoverished country, finding these mafia groups, buying one of these third world kids, hooking them up with one of your Yale or Princeton buddies, make it to where they're rigged in the NFL or the NBA. And also the referees in the NBA and the NFL and the MLB, any sports, it's all the referees, everybody there is paid. Anybody paid is bought. Don't you get that? Just put that sentence in your mind. Put that sentence in your mind forever, okay? If they're paid, they're bought. Just run that through your head, okay? If they're paid, they're bought. Just because they're paid by one person doesn't mean they're bought by another, okay? If they can be paid by one person, what makes you think they can't be paid by another person? What makes you think they can't be paid by two people at once? What makes you think that a person wouldn't take a job and then tell someone else that halfway through they're gonna change and then work for the other team? So what if hypothetically, what if you were to be playing on one team and then be getting paid by that one team, and so they think already that you're not gonna stab them in the back, right? But then halfway through you do, right? Because you got paid from somebody else. That's my point. You could always take money there, and it's called scamming. It's called scamming. What do you know? There are scammers out there. Okay? So listen, there are levels. So let me ask you something. Maybe I'll just end the video here, okay? For those of you still watching. If you ever wonder how you don't make a lot of money, just say it's because you have morals. If you ever wonder why you don't make billions of dollars, millions of dollars, and you wonder how certain people do, it's because they don't have morals. I'll give you my very last example to end with. Joe Rogan, okay? Great example. Joe Rogan, a lot of people will say, nice guy, nice guy, nice guy. I'll give you constructive criticism on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan gets paid a lot of money. Joe Rogan, from time to time, he'll stay silent on some issues, just like KSI did yesterday. He stayed silent on those issues, on that Israel-Palestine issue. You know why? Because even at $100 million, they still have a boss. These billionaires, though, Oprah, The Rock, politicians, billionaires, there's no boss there. There's no boss. There's no boss. It's ludicrous. They're above cops. They're above judges. That's why I said that's where these mafia movies come from. They'll literally blow up your car. They'll literally, like I said, you mess with these people. Hillary Clinton, there are over 30 people associated with Hillary Clinton that have been found suicided. That's not a coincidence.